Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So today, I'm going to show you what I do to grow my legs. I think a lot of people, especially when it comes to legs, because it's very, very difficult, but also it's very, very taxing mentally and physically. A lot of people don't really know what to do. They think they need to slap a lot of weight on the bar and they need to do a lot of exercises and a lot of volume because there's this advice out there that you should be doing it. Strictly speaking, that's not true. You shouldn't be really slapping a lot of plates on just because you can move them. You should be focusing on failure and proper technique. So I am going to change up the sort of routine that I usually do just a little bit, but for the most part, I almost always do 3 exercises when it comes to leg day. I don't really do 4, 5, 6, or 7. I just don't think that there is a need for that. I don't really use a ton of weight on my exercises. But today, the difference is instead of the hamstrings carabao machine, which is upstairs, I'm going to do good mornings with a barbell. Haven't done those for a while. I'm going to do free weight squats with the barbell, obviously. Back squats as well. So I haven't done those for a fair amount of time, not consecutively. So it'll be fun, but I'm going to show you what I do. I'm going to give you the cues. The exercises are relatively pretty simple. There's only a couple of form cues that I'm going to give you throughout. But yeah, I'm just going to show you what I do on a day-to-day basis. I've done my warm-up, so I'm pretty much ready to go. And we're going to start with the good mornings. I said weight, right. So 15 kilos on the bar. So 30, 50. That's 50 kilos. That's like not quite, but like a third of my weight. It's not quite again, but almost. You get the idea. This is light stuff. And the idea is we're going to do 3 sets and we're going to go as close to failure as possible. And then we're going to do some back squats. I'll show you what it looks like. Again, it's not going to be a lot of weight, but the depth is what I'm after. Pause at the bottom. And then obviously get my muscles to failure without pre-exhausting or really making my back be the limiting factor. I'll show you what it looks like, but for the time being, we're going to start with the good mornings with the barbell. I'm going to show you what that looks like. Just to show you the form cues, honestly, it's pretty simple. There are some advanced stuff, but for the most part. Now, when you're here, what I want you to do, you're going to keep your chest proud, and then you're going to move your butt back, and your knees pretty much are going to have to stay on that position. And then you keep moving your butt back. That's it. So butt back, proud chest. You don't brace at all, right? So your knees are gonna be back. Your butt is gonna go back. Don't bend your knees. And then that's it. All right, that was turn number 1. Good stuff. As you go along, as you progress through the set towards the end, you're definitely going to want to do, you're definitely going to want to brace. You have to fight that edge as much as possible. And it is a little bit hard if you don't have someone to tell you that you are bracing. I think sometimes that even my knees were a bit more bended than I wanted them to be. But again, I haven't done this for a while, so it's not going to look perfect. But still, this is the exercise. It's a pretty simple exercise on the surface. But obviously keeping the form is the hard part. So we're going to do 2 more sets. Same principle. Slow, controlled. And then we're going to do some squats. When your legs start shaking, that's when you know. But yeah, good enough. 1 more set. And then I'm gonna move into the squats. The one and only key that I can give you, just so you know that you're doing it right, is when, after you've done a couple of sets and then you just try to bend over, if your knees are doing this, yeah, that's it. That's it. And you are gonna feel, look, I mean, it's good mornings, you are gonna feel your lower back. It would feel a lot like deadlifts. Obviously, hamstrings should be the limiting factor during the exercise itself, and obviously you should feel them afterwards, like I am now, because I'm really feeling them now. But that's normal. That's how it's supposed to be, and you're supposed to feel your lower back, especially if you keep your if you arch your back properly and then you keep your chest spread out on the way back. It's like there's no way you're not gonna, do a little bit of glute workout there, a little bit of lower back workout there. It's just the way it is, and it's fine. But really, my hamstrings are cooked at the moment, and I can really feel them, and that's what you should be looking for. So we're gonna do the third set and go from there. Oh. Oh. Yeah, that's good. So that's it for the hamstrings. One advanced tip that I can give you, which I couldn't do here, just because we don't have a proper squat rack with safety pins, is to set the safety pins. So when you come down, oh shit. So when you come down, the bar touches the safety pins here. So that way you almost perfect the depth every single time, because you go, the moment the bar touches, that's you to come back up. So you're always doing the same sort of depth the same range of motion, and it takes away from the whole, am I going low enough? Am I going low enough? Am I doing this properly? So you can just focus on chest up, back down, because the pins really do take care of everything else. I couldn't do here. As you can see, I put these here with, thinking that I could just lower the bar here, but they're not. It's not really optimal, if I'm honest. Yeah, I couldn't do it on the warm-up, and I was like, just going to do the good mornings as I usually do them, and that's fine without the safety pins. But yeah, an advanced tip would be to use safety pins, and that would take care of the range of motion and everything else. So you only have to worry about chest, cloud chest, and then your bum is the only thing that goes back. Knees are pretty much in a fixed position, slightly bent, but fixed position. So yeah, right. Let's do squats. Moving to our squats. Second exercise of the day. As you can probably see, that's only 80 kilo on the bar. I used to rep 3 plates. And I mean, look, I wouldn't really rep them all the way down. I was always kind of like stopping here, which is a fair amount of depth, I'm not gonna lie. And the thing with going all the way down is you can actually hold that position, which is probably the most hypertrophic position you can have. So when you come down here, knees forward, so your knees are kind of like over your toes. That's when you literally stretch your quads as much as possible, and then you just shoot up essentially. So this is kind of like what you have to do. This is actually one of the reasons why people's quads, people's legs in general don't grow as efficiently as they could. And I'm not saying that if you load it with more weight and you stop there, it won't grow you any muscle, obviously. But I'm saying if you want to be effective and staying safe, this is probably the best way to do it. Not probably, this is the best way to do it. I can vouch for that. So I'm gonna get my shoes on, get a couple of 5 plates so I can elevate my heels. That will help with knee flexion, so I can even go even further ahead, so I can stretch the squats even more. And I'm gonna do 3 sets here. Number of reps, 8 is, and then go from there. Yeah, let me set everything up and then we're ready. This is why you should elevate your heels, because you can probably see the video, go back to the video and just check how short my legs were. But here, look at my knees. Look how far ahead my knees are from my feet. And that's why you should elevate your heels. That's why squat shoes are very good. They're very, very good. Don't ask why I don't have them. I'll get them at some point. I haven't gotten around it. But yeah, if you have them, use them. If you have plates, use the plates as well. Heel elevation is probably one of the best things you can do for your quads, because you can get to that position and then shoot up. That will allow your quad to stretch so much more than conventional sort of, conventional squats without shoes or plates to elevate your heels. So let's make sure that this is pretty much in the same position. Right, let's do the first set. That's set number 1. I will probably explain why you don't put a lot of weight on, why you elevate your heels, so you can get that knee flexion and then stretch the quad as much as possible. That's really what you should be aiming for if your goal is size. If not, I mean, yeah, go ahead, slap more plates on. That's good enough for me. I wanted to say something else as well, which I sort of forgot. I mean, pause at the bottom, basic stuff really. You should be pausing at the bottom. Yeah. I wanted to say something else, but I forgot. No worries. We'll get a few more sets in, and then we'll go from there. I just remembered the other thing that I wanted to say. With squats, generally speaking with barbells and free weights, if you're gonna load the bar, for someone my size with more than 100 kilos, I mean, obviously your quads are gonna feel that, and there is gonna be some hypertrophy coming off the back of that. But what I'm trying to say is more than 100 kilos on the bar, it's just gonna exhaust your back at a very alarming rate, if you wish. So much so that it takes away from the quads because the overall fatigue is building up substantially. So that's why I don't usually like to load the bar if I'm doing hypertrophy. Sometimes I do it just for my ego. Sometimes I do it because I like moving heavy weights around. I like to believe that I'm still doing it properly. I'm warming up properly. I'm doing it with the right technique. I'm not really doing that many reps when I have a lot of weight on the bar. I still like moving a lot of weight, but it is what it is. If your goal is hypertrophy and just getting jacked and big, you just don't need more than 100 kilos on the bar. Even for a guy like my size, I'm obviously more than 100 kilos. You just don't need that much weight. That, obviously, going all the way down, stretching your quads and staying there, really staying there at the bottom. That's really all you need. And if you have a lot of weight on the bar, your back, especially your lower back, it's just gonna get so fatigued so quickly. Is it really worth it? Like, fatigue management is at an all-time low when you do that. So let's do the second set. That's what I wanted to say. I just forgot before. But yeah, let's do the second set. What's that? So, let's go upstairs and finish off with some leg press. 3 sets up there. Oh, fucking hell, I feel lightheaded. Let's do it. So we're moving to the third and last exercise of the day. The leg press. So I'm obviously pretty exhausted from, you know, what I just did with the squats in the good mornings. So usually up here I have 4 plates, 4 25s. I only have 2 now because this is kind of like the last sort of exercise that I'm gonna just go to failure as much as possible, of course, in a safe manner, and then really stretch the squats and get just everything that I have to give. I'm gonna give it here, and that bit, it might be a little bit too light because obviously I don't want to do 30 reps here, so it might be a little bit too light. If it is, I'm gonna add another 20 aside, so 40 kilos total, and we're gonna go from there. But honestly, I did 3 reps. I just tested it out. My legs were shaking, so I don't think that that's gonna be too light, is what I'm trying to say, but we'll see. Remember, goal with bodybuilding is failure. The goal is to get your muscle to failure, not exhaust your nervous system and burn it out with a lot of weight, not do a ridiculous amount of volume, which then becomes cardio by definition. So kind of like what I said here, if I do more than 30 reps here, it's just cardio after a certain amount of reps. And I don't think 30 for me personally. I think after 20, it's just cardio. It's not like my legs are gone. It's like just trying to catch my breath. The limiting factor has to be the muscle group that you are targeting. That's why I don't love the squat bar on the bend that's why I don't love the bar on the squats. Because if I load it too much, more than 100 kilo for myself anyway, the number will be different for you. But if I load it more than 100, what happens then is my back just gets exhausted. And the thing with back is, if your back gets exhausted, then the mental fatigue that you accumulate, the overall fatigue that your body has to undergo, it's just going to take away from everything else. So target your legs, target your quads, target your hamstrings, and try to leave the lower back and other muscles out of it as much as possible. So let's do this one, 3 sets. Let's do the first one. Let me show you what it looks like with a proper leg press, with a proper stretch, proper pause at the bottom. Hypertrophy. Let me show you what this looks like. but burning that one is absolutely crazy. Look, 2 more sets. And then that's it. Oh, 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 Jesus! All right, I was hard. All right, one more set then, and then we call it a day. And our last set. Oh. 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 Ah. Oh. 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 Oh my God. Okay. Let's add a little something to the mix. Let's add a little something. So you what I mean. I haven't even got my breath. We're gonna use this for elevation. We're gonna squat down. And then we're gonna come up 2/3 of the way. Okay. The last exercise, I guess the last set, where you just do weightless squats, like bodyweight squats. It's just literally just whatever is left in the quad, you just squeeze it out. Because you can go to failure here easy, right? You're pretty exhausted from everything else. And now you just do a weightless movement, which is use your body weight essentially. That you can go to failure, no problem. No, the chances of injury here, if not zero, they're so low it doesn't even matter. And you can just safely go to failure, control your way down, the way up. I mean, you can't really control it, you just have to push really. But yeah, control the way down, pause at the bottom, drive up, control it, and repeat that until you can't move anymore. But you have to be honest with yourself. You have to get to the point where you just can't move anymore. You literally couldn't do the movement. Pretty good day. Hopefully that gave you an idea of how you really grow your legs. You don't need to move a ton of weight. You don't need to do 6 sets for 12 reps. For the most part, I believe that's too much. Anything more than 3 exercises. I mean, maybe if you want to do calves, you can do them. You know, add them on this sort of routine. It would be fairly easy to do because it's calves. But at the end of the day, I don't really need to do calves. I'm just genetically blessed in that department, thank God. So I don't have to worry about them too much. But yeah, I mean, 3 exercises, 3 sets each. Go close to failure. Don't use a lot of weight. Focus on your technique. Pause at the bottom of the rep, whatever, you know, of the movement in general, whatever that might be, at the stretch position essentially. You're gonna be fine, man. You're gonna be fine. Don't load the bar, because then your back is gonna get fatigued and exhausted, and then that takes away from the whole workout. Because your body's too concerned with your back, trying to recover it, and then you're not gonna give it your all on your quads and your hamstrings, whatever it might be, right? So yeah, that's all you have to do. It will suck. It's a hard workout mentally for me, quads especially, not so much hamstrings, but quads especially. They're so taxing. It's just one of the, physically as well, by the way, but mentally, sometimes I just don't want to do it. Of course I'm going to do it, but I mean, today was a pretty good day. I felt very good throughout. No weird pains or discomforts, so all good. Yeah, copy that routine, and I guarantee you do that twice a week if you're a beginner. If you're advanced and your legs are okay, you should be able to get away with it 1 time a week by training 1 time a week your lower body. Well, and that's it. That's all you have to do. I'll see you tomorrow with some upper body. Peace. Oh.